All right, so I just got done ordering probably the wildest set of TaylorMade wedges ever. I went online and used their MyMG5 program on the TaylorMade.com website, where you can kind of custom order whatever MG5 wedges you want. The pretty cool thing is they offer all the finishes. So you can get the standard chrome, you can get that black finish, but they also offer copper and raw. So ton of options there, and then you can customize paint fill, stamping, I wouldn't call it stamping, engraving. There's going to be initials, words, whatever you can do right on the website. It's actually pretty sweet. And then custom build your own shafts, grip, whatever. So I went kind of nuts. TaylorMade let me go on and build a set. So what I did was build kind of the wildest set that I could build in a way. And we'll start off with the gap wedge. That's going to be the first one. The gap wedge is a brand new MyMG5 50. Now this is the SB09. So this is the SB sole, standard bounce. I kind of like this sole on a 50 degree because it is built for full shots. So it's good for full shots or close to full shots, but you can still use it around the green. It's got good turf interaction. You can chip and pitch with it. 9 degrees of bounce is pretty standard. It works good for pretty much all conditions, whether it's firm and tight or a little bit softer and lush. But this one here is the copper finish, which I really like. It's actually way better than I thought. I was kind of thinking this was going to be my least favorite, but I really like it a lot. Going through, had the Club Junkie logo out on the toe. Still has the raw face on it, so copper around the raw face. Looks really good from a dress. I think they did a nice job with MG5 shape, and it looks really good. Flows well with a set of irons with kind of the more squared off toe, but a really good design there in the 50 degree, and I love what they did there. So excited to get this one out. And this one, they're all shafted up with Mitsubishi MMT 125 graphite shafts in Stifflex. So these a little bit heavier, offer a little bit more penetrating launch. And then I did the MCC, Golf Pride MCC grip in the black and kind of red or maroon color on the 50 degrees. So crazy paint fill, all that, Club Junkie words out on the toe, but a really cool gap wedge there in the copper. And then for the sand wedge, you know I had to go one raw wedge, and in the 56, my sand wedge, I went the raw MG5. So this is full raw head, raw face, raw finish. The whole thing is just raw. There's no chrome plating. This should patina up nicely as you play it. Again, you can see kind of wild paint fill. Went with the GolfWRX and a little dart logo because you're trying to throw darts with the sand wedge. This one here is a 5612 SB, so standard bounce sole as well. I like to play a little bit more bounce on my sand wedge. My sand wedge is kind of the go-to club in my bag around the green. I'm going to use it out of the bunker, around the greens. If I have to like kind of pitch and chip, all that, the 56 is kind of my go-to, unless I have to hit it high, and then I go to my 60, but this is the wedge I use the most. But I like how this came out. The lime green on there is really wild and kind of out there, really bright. You know, you can even on the hosel and the TaylorMade logo make that different colors. So SB12, really going to be good there. Like I said, a little fuller sole. It's going to offer great float in the sand, and you're going to be able to kind of throw it into the turf around the green and hit those little like pitch and chip shots without worrying about it digging or catching on that grass. So this is going to be the 56 in raw. Same shaft, but went with the black and baby blue Golf Pride MCC. So a little different look here in terms of all the wedges, and the same shaft, the MMT 125 stiff. And then finally for lob wedge, we are going with the dark black finish, and this is a 6009 LB. So this is a low bounce version, and the reason I like to go low bounce is, one, I found out through some fittings and things like that, I deliver my sand wedge a little bit shallower than my other two wedges. My other two wedges I can get a little steep on fuller shots. This, I'm trying to usually hit little higher lofted shots that land soft, and I bring the club in just a little bit more neutral and a little bit more shallow. So the low bounce, I also love the fact that it's got a kind of a pre-worn leading edge milled into it, and then some trailing edge, heel and toe relief there. So you can open this thing up, play some higher lofted shots really easily without that leading edge coming up off the ground. And if you do play it square to the target, that pre-worn leading edge can help keep the leading edge down. So on tight lies, the ball makes better contact near the center of the club face, and it also helps kind of reduce some of the digging and shallow out the divot on a like more traditional square face shot. So a really versatile grind there, and you know, great for firmer conditions, but it can work really well in softer conditions as well. This one here went with the kind of Club Junkie CJ on there, and then also these skull and crossbones, because while I know some people are not big skull and crossbones people, I still like it. I think it's kind of cool. So went with that here, but I love the dark finish on here, kind of more of a charcoal than a true jet black. Looks really good from a dress, and even with that gray raw face, it kind of frames the ball really well. But I like all three of these wedges. These are kind of the ones that I would that I picked out. And these are grinds that work best for me, and really excited to get these out on the course. But this one here, MMT shaft from Mitsubishi, and then how about the black, green, and gold Golf Pride MCC in standard as well. So kind of crazy. This whole set I think is pretty wild, pretty awesome. But I'm excited to play it. The MG5s are really, really good wedges. Love the new, the new grooves, the new face, and being forged, they feel really, really soft. So now to have a set in the bounce, the soles that I like, the bounces that I like, these should be great inside the bag. So go check out TaylorMadeGolf.com, go to the MyMG5 program, and go ahead and customize all your wedges, mess around. There are a ton of options. You can spend a whole lot of time online just messing around, building your perfect wedge set.